What's up, guys? Anklespankin here, and today we are playing as Maokai in the top lane. This is a ranked game. We are going to be doing something a little different, though. Actually, I'm not going to really need to announce that most games are ranked anymore because most games are going to be ranked, just in case you guys didn't know that. But I'm doing something a little different with this game than I have a little recently. Alright, here we go. But, I am going woo. Maybe not gonna kill it. All right, whatever. But still, there goes the flash. I think that was. Yeah. But what I'm doing in this game is showing you guys some stuff. All right, I'm showing you guys some of that good shit. So I have a little notepad here. Let me pull it up. Basically, what I wanted. I'll explain it in a second. Here we go. Ooh. Nice. Should I teleport top? I mean, I could. But should I? No. No, I shouldn't. But Jackson, I can run in there in tandem. Alright, now that there's finally no more action going down on the Rift, what I'm showing you guys today is the... I want to make like kind of a step, not step by step, but more in-depth kind of guide so you can see it while I'm doing it of trading and wave control, basically. Laning and wave control, not just trading. Trading is part of laning, but wave control. So let's, ooh, I just canceled an auto attack. Feels good, dude. And I started with my W only because I wanted to go for the invade. I also chose to be Maokai here because I thought it would be a good idea to be someone who is more of, like a tank top laner. Because being someone like a tank top laner is really going to be... It's going to make it a lot easier to emphasize what I'm trying to show you guys. Because if I'm like a hyper carry top laner, I can just get fed and murder. Or if I am something... Ooh. Damn, dude. If I didn't use my Q first, I would have killed him. That stinks. Alright, whatever. But if I'm, like a hyper carry top laner, I either just get huge and win, or I don't get huge and I lose. So, they might try and dive me. I'm kind of doubtful, but it is a possibility. So I'm just going to sit here and chill. I don't want anything to do with this guy. I just want to farm up right now because of the tremendous amount of minions right here that I just fucking missed. That stinks. That's poopy. That's poopy. But for now, I'm going to let myself get shoved in because I will not be able to establish priority in this lane for a little while. After I can, though, things are going to get a lot better. Like, a lot better. And I queued that there to actually get these out from under the turret because this will actually hold the minions on my side of the wave, or on my side of the lane, a little longer. And that is really good for me. So let's see. Boop! Go ahead and just bonk them and slurp them. Give me that HP, boy. Boop! There we go. That's a good trade. I can actually go on him right now because, oh, he jumped on me. Oh, hold on. Wait for it. I can probably flash and kill him. That's so risky, dude. That's super risky. If I want to get a kill here, I have to actually let him be the one to jump on me. And I have to actually, have an ability ready to deflect it. But what I want to do actually is just get out of here. I don't know where Master Yi is. This is already pushing hard towards him. So I'll have time to go back right here and see what we can do. Now, I'm going to really immediately just rush for Ninja Tabi in this lane. Because Jax, Master Yi, both very, very heavy on the auto attacking. So it'll help me with getting ganked, it'll help me with the rest of the game because I also have Jinx. Just so much auto attacking damage on their team. Wait. What the heck? Boy's taking some good damage for that. I mean, he's gonna back and just teleport. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to let this come to me because there's no reason for me to sit here and push. If I try and push this right now, that actually would allow him to freeze it when he teleports back to the lane. So by me not pushing this under his tower, it's going to actually just push towards me. And that is what we want right now because I can't really just trade with Jax per se. Like, I kind of can if he doesn't have his thing up. So let's go ahead and just do that. Boop, boop. There we go. Alright, so not a bad trade at all. It was actually overall pretty good. So keep on trading with him whenever he jumps on us. That guy right there is exactly why I didn't want to overcommit, though, because Jax kind of just like ran at me out of nowhere. So not really a huge surprise, though. This guy's going for a lot of really aggressive trades, which should actually lead to a kill here pretty soon. And since I'm under my tower so much, I'm actually going to use Demetrius in that bush as opposed to somewhere else. Now I'm going to get these minions because I don't want to have that many under my turret right now. And unfortunately, he does have corrupting potions, so I'm not going to be able to just sustain with him. But the best I can do is keep on getting the minions right now and keep on farming up. So all I need to do is get Ninja Tabi and then Bami's Cinder. After that point, we can be a lot better in this lane. But before then, we will have a bit harder of a time. So the fact that we're up in CS right now, really good. Really, really good. Now, I actually would like to go back and get Ninja Tabi, just because I can get the Ninja Tabi and I can also refill on my potions and my HP and mana. So we'll do that. I'm going to pick up another control ward, even though I did just place one down. If you have the money and you have the inventory space, buy it. Like, Vision is beyond important. I'm going to go ahead and just start the spiel on Vision right now because it is a long one. Basically, Vision is the other of two ways to snowball an entire game. Because if you have proper vision control and you utilize it properly, you don't need kills, you don't need gold. You just need proper vision control and the proper execution of using said vision. So for example, if I wanted to start preparing around Dragon, where would I ward? Well, I would actually want to ward in a very close ring around the Dragon right now, because I cannot go into their jungle safely, right? Exactly. So if I can't go into the jungle safely, I would want to ward the Dragon Pit itself with this, well, not ward the pit, but hit it with the sweeper, and then throw wards in the immediate area around it. What that would do is it would give me vision, as well as if I'm using control wards, say right here, or, you know, in that general area, that's a very highly contested part of the map. So you can actually use that to your advantage in a lot of different ways. And so many people just completely forget that. So I'm going to see if I can, let's see, go ahead and just do some good damage with this guy. And, ooh, look at it. Look at it. Alright. We still have Rengar coming in. Slurp him up. Not bad. Alright, Rengar does still have his ultimate. Let's see. So, he made... I feel like this Jax is going to try and go on me, so I'm going to actually just bait him here. So, let's see. Alright, use my ultimate. He is rooted and dead. Good job, buddy. So, set up that kill. And since he does not have his teleport, we will push this right now. This should... yeah, this will get under his tower. So, I'm not going to stay here to actually push another wave, though. Because... oh, I really want to. Fuck. The reason I was saying I really wanted to is because Bami's Cinder is 900 gold. So, I mean, it's kind of poopy that we couldn't get it, but not a big deal. So, actually, we can go grab one of these. Because I can grab either thing, but don't really need to. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's what I had to double check that. I don't know why I just like brain farted there on what to max. But let's talk about freezing, because so many people ask me, when do I freeze? How do I freeze? What situations do I need to push or shove? So there are a lot of different situations, but to categorize them is going to be a lot better than explaining anything else. Because in the situation of when to freeze, it's really hard to just say, this is when you freeze. Because League is a very dynamic game, meaning it will always change. The circumstances change on a game-to-game basis. So, I don't know what the hell this is, but he's going hard for it. So, I'm not really sure what the fuck he's What are you doing, dude? That's what we call a bad trade. The only reason he would be even potentially possibly doing that is because he really wants to dive me to stop me from getting this wave. Which ended up not being the case. Because I guess he was... I guess he left the lane right there to go help the Master Yi, who ran into the Rengar. That doesn't explain anything as to why he was trading with me like that, but that's where he went, so... Cool. Anyway, with freezing and shoving, freezing is really simple. You just want to make sure that you try and keep the wave in the same place. If it's on your side of the map, try and make sure you have... It's just a general rule is 4 minions. You just want 4 minions alive on your side of the map. If you have a full wave on your side of the map, that is a neutral wave, meaning if you have the same size wave on your side of the map, your minions' reinforcements will get there sooner, thus making it a slow push towards the enemy, because your minions will very naturally build up, and kill his minions first. So, that's why you want to make sure it's about 4 minions, right? So, what that does is if you only last hit the minions, only last hit the minions, you can keep it very frozen because the minions will keep on fighting and you can do it that way. Now, to answer when you would want to freeze. Instead of saying the lane is in this spot, I find it much better to say I want to freeze because this is what I want to accomplish. Freezing is what you do when you want to deny enemy laners CS, or when, well, that's generally the entire premise of it, is when you want to deny. But what you're trying to accomplish can be totally different. Because if you're trying to deny them by showing how strong you are and being aggressive, that is one way. I don't get this guy. I don't get him. I think I lose this actually. So let's see. There we go. I had to do the knockback with the flash to make sure that I got out. But that's a lot of damage off onto him. Even with that, like, even with me that low in the first place, that's good. Well, let's go ahead and grab these. I actually bought a second control ward, but it's not a big deal. I'll teleport onto here, and this is good. So Bami's Cinder is actually a lot of damage. And, oh goodness, my team is getting dunkered. But now with Bami's Cinder, I actually can push waves so much easier. But back to the freezing thing. I'm so sorry I keep getting distracted. I thought it would be easier to play the game and talk about this than it's proving to be. So my apologies on that. But freezing, like I said, is for denial, right? You want to freeze when you're trying to make your enemy laner lose minions. Now that works in one of 2 ways. If you freeze on your side of the map, he's losing the minions by not being able to get them. If you freeze in general, oh, I just showed myself. But since he started backing off, there's not much I can do there anyway. So I'm actually going to take this, because since I pushed this out, that means I have what's called tempo and push priority. Well, I have both of them right now. I'll explain those soon. Master Yi's behind me. I got this already. I actually could be in trouble here. Nope, we're good. Jax was not paying full attention, so Master Yi being behind me did not get me in trouble. But I'm trying to find the right words. I should just go back and redo this with like a script, so I can just really get all my thoughts out. But I thought this could be a fun way, because I would try and show it to you guys while I'm doing it. Because, I mean, we're already past the point in the game where I want to freeze. Since my team is getting dicked, and I'm not, I actually want to keep pushing this, because this makes it so I have, like what I said earlier, what is called lane priority. When I have lane priority, that means I can go ahead and do whatever I want without being super hardcore punished. So let's go ahead and just do this and the ultimate. That's not gonna pan out. Alright, there goes his flash still. That's actually not bad. All things considered, that's not bad. So I just walked down and used my ultimate and got his flash. So I can run back up here now with the wave being the size that it is. He's, ooh, no, you stay off. You stay off my man. That's my man. My man. Yeah, come here, boy. Come here. Wait, he hit level 11. This is bad now. This is actually very bad now. Wait, I have Thresh coming my way too. Alright, can Karma save me in time? What the hell is Jinx up here for? Get this. Okay, so with Jinx and Thresh both up here, I don't actually understand why they're up there, but this does make it so Lucian can get this tower, so I mean that part's good. Except Master Yi's right there. And Lucian just uses ultimate, and Lucian, they're the same level. But Master Yi here has Ninja Tabai. So. Good job, Lucian. Got yourself out of it, my man. Looks like Rengar. Ooh, nice. Good stuff. So that's actually really good that Lucian didn't die. But, unfortunately he died. Jinx got him with the rocket. I'm just all out of sorts. I got so distracted by seeing how poorly the team was doing, unfortunately. I mean, we're not super far behind. It just looks like it in kills because the farm is pretty even across the board. And he's actually ahead in farm. So that's really good. That is really good. But, let's see. I mentioned what freezing is for. If you want to deny, you freeze. I can't really display that right this game because freezing with a Bami Cinder is really difficult, but I can keep showing lane priority, and that's what I'm doing right now. Once again, every single time I can keep pushing this wave, and this will make it so either Jax has to respond to my push, or he has to go ahead and just lose shit. So let's see. There's his ult and his flash, so that's not bad. Jax does have his full Trinity Force now, so let's see. Go ahead and get all these. We don't want to dive this because that's just asking for things to go wrong, but we can definitely just poke at it, which is also an option. Oh shit, I'm coming, buddy. Do we? Alright, so I'm totally fine. That's good. Thresh is right there too. Rengar is coming. Alright, here we go. The ultimate's coming in. Alright, got him. Not gonna be able to get that. We still got the assist, and that's good. I can flash forward with my Q, and we can kill him actually really easily. Because if I go on the Master Yi, that'll be really good. So, oh, he just used his thing. He fucked up. You fucked up, boy! There we go. As long as I'm taking the tower, I'm the tanky one, so they're both dead. And now we get the top turret. Orchestrate the dive. Make sure you communicate your intents, and that is really good. The only person alive now is Thresh. My team is doing a fantastic job right now. So, with them all dead, we can actually get some more good damage off on this turret. I want to go back, like, ASAP, though, because I do have, like, no mana, no HP, and a lot of money. So, I don't want to stay any longer than this. We just want to go back. So, now that we've taken this top tower, that officially, in my eyes, puts us out of landing phase. We're more into the mid game now. So we can start worrying about that. And as far as what we should want to do on the map right now, Lucian getting the bot turret is phenomenal. Perfect. And I'm going to go for a Spirit Visage next. But we should be looking to try and get all 3 outer turrets. Because if I am going... So this is actually like the worst, quote-unquote, setup for having 2 of the 3 towers in the game, because the mid tower is always the most important, for the fact that if we have this mid tower down, we can go into their jungle and get wards, meaning they have lost control of their side of the map. And that works in the way that means now they have to ward their side of the map to be safe, because if they do not have their side of the map warded, they are not safe. So that's how that works. I'm going to go ahead and teleport up here. Yeah, I'm just going to teleport. Because my dumb ass didn't pay attention to the top lane. And this is a really big wave. Like, my tower would have gone down here, so better for me to teleport. And I'm also saying it's better for me to teleport because had Lucian gone up here alone, Jax does unfortunately dive him. So Jax actually made a tempo play there, like a really good one. He got the top wave pushing. I had to respond to it with my teleport or else I lose my tower. And as soon as I did, he immediately flipped what he was doing and ran mid, forcing my team into a disadvantageous fight because now he has a numbers advantage with him having a 5v4. So that was really, really good on Jax's part. I hate to say it, but that was super good. So we just got played. And now, since I can't really defend mid, I'm trying to at least answer this with getting my own tower at this point. Because it's kind of like stemming the bleeding. Now, unfortunately, Thresh was the one that made his way up here, so I won't be able to get this. He's gonna... What is you doing? Well, if you want to... I mean, if you want to throw down, we can throw down. So... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and just... I'm actually really surprised that this guy was here. When did he get here? Was he not just mid? Huh. I should have checked that a lot more intently. Because by not checking that and just assuming that all four of them were still mid, that's exactly what just got my ass killed. There's nothing more to it. Like, I just didn't pay attention, assumed it was just Thresh because I thought they were all still mid. So, doing that just got me killed. My fault. My fault completely. I assumed that Thresh was being that aggressive on me because he just wanted to keep me top so his team could keep going mid until my team respawned. But my team chose to do Dragon while they were 2 top, and they did kill the Vladimir, so that is good map play. Now we can start looking at the Baron. We don't have any mountain dragons, so we don't melt it any faster, but if we want to start establishing vision around it, as I said, same with the dragon, right? You want neutral objective vision because that is where so much of the game happens outside of the laning phase. Because almost every game you'll play will have the determining fights around the big objectives. Because what else are you fighting for? You're fighting for towers, you're fighting for Baron, you're fighting for this and that. And you have to have proper vision going into them. So if we can establish that preemptively, we can either make picks with it or use that information to do it anyways. Now, since Lucian already died, I actually... Alright, that's... I actually don't think I need to leave this right now. Because they're not in a bad spot. Xerath should be able to wave clear, and they shouldn't be able to keep on pushing. So if I stay up here, as long as Xerath doesn't get fucked by something, this... Alright, here comes his teleport. So he had to respond to that with his teleport. That's really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this. Because I want it. Maybe? Damn it! I really thought I'd be able to get that. It's so low, man. I assumed I was going to die because I can't dual Jax, right? If I were getting out, I would have to flash. And that's fine. But even so, Jax outruns me, and he outduels me. I might be able to make it back to my own tower before I die, but I thought it would be more worth to get the second top turret because that opens up this entire lane. It makes it so we can have a very heavy rotational priority on this inhibitor turret. So I weighed the options. I thought it would be worth it. Jax actually should be able to kill Rengar, so Rengar needs to play this a little more safely than that. And never mind. Do a shit ton of damage, so that's good. I need to run mid. Karma's dead. But I do have my Spear Visage. If I can be the peel that my team needs, this could be good. But let's see. Alright. Go ahead and just blonk. Get on this guy. And... Ba-boom! There we go. I tried to flash and make sure they didn't get some shit large amount of healing. I don't know how he would have, but I wanted to make sure that I at least got the knockback instead of just the slow. So, that is good. Now, can I don't think I can kill this guy in any way. Nope. Maybe, maybe I kept him there long enough for Rengar to get the kill. I can't help but feel like Rengar shouldn't have used his Empowered Roar there. I mean, he still did get the kill, but I can't help but feel like he shouldn't have used the Empowered Roar. I am playing this so stupidly, man. I'm trying to explain the concepts, but when I'm thinking about explaining them, I'm not thinking about what I need to be doing at the current time, and that's fucking me. It's really messing with my head, because I'm trying to think about the specific concept rather than do what I need to do. It's a lot. It's a lot of thinking. A lot more thinking than I gave it credit for, so I am so sorry that this is just a bunch of jumbled information. I have to teleport up here, though, because I do have to respond to this guy. Make sure that my tower doesn't go down. I can't duel him, ever, but, you know, that's fine. Wait. I misclicked a minion. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I mean, he still did flash, which is really good. And now, because we have the top lane priority once again... Actually, we don't yet. It's a neutral wave. Because now it's just 2 normal waves clashing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill this, and then we do have top lane priority. And what we can do with that is we know that someone's going to have to answer it. And that someone is Jax, right now. So, no stun for you. I'm going to go ahead and just whoop, jump on you. Bang. There's some good stuff. And my dude. Boom. Boom. Maybe. Hey-ya! So we get the kill. And now with this, what we want to do is run immediately into their jungle and get vision. Now, I'm going to get it here. Oh, shit, I'm coming, buddy. Thresh is dead. This Thresh is so dead. Hi, buddy. No. We can do this. Oh, wait, shit. Never mind. I'm so sorry. I am so out of it. They might be able to... He's so dead. He ran way too close there. Except... Yeah, he's fucked. Good night, buddy. Ba-boom! Never mind. It's your boy to the rescue. Alright, we Baron off of that. So, if we go for Baron right now, obviously we have 2 choices. We can go for towers or we can go for Baron. We choose the Baron right now because there's so much more that we can do with Baron than just getting a tower. So, we're going to do this real fast. Fortunately, next to no one is up. And Jinx is only trying to push bottom. So that's not really going to matter in the grand scheme of things. Top lane is already pushing too. If we had more health or any way to be fine to do it, we could actually use this mid wave to go get the mid turret, which already went down anyways, so that's actually really good. And now what I want to do is I want to go for, where is it? This side. This bad boy. My man, I cannot get rid of you. I know it would be the right thing to do, but for my own heart, I don't have it in me to sell him. So we're not going to do that. But with Baron, now, and we have all 3 outer turrets gone, we have access to their jungle. And that's really good, because now if we play the vision game properly, they have to be careful no matter where they are. So let's go ahead and just whee! Hit him with the slow. And effectively, I just poked him out. But now, what I'm going to do is I want to try and get something done top. Because my top turret is very low. Very, very low. So we can get that without much contest. But the only issue with doing that is if we all leave to go top, they can just run it down mid and get our open inhibitor. So this is kind of a stalemate point in the game, and I don't have my my teleport up, so that's risky. Boom! Alright, I'm tanking a bunch up. This guy is low as shit. Alright, stun him. I am so tanky. Holy shit. No! I'm gonna go down. But fortunately, the enemy team chose a fight that they could not win. I mean, they got Baron off of a decent amount of us, sure, but it's 2v1 now, and Rengar still has his Guardian Angel. So that's not good for them. I do need to get some armor soon. Definitely going to go Randuin's next, because if I don't go Randuin's, I am not in a good position, right? And the reason being, they have 2 crit-focused characters with Master Yi and Jinx, and Randuin's takes off the damage of that by 10% anyways, as well as giving me a slow and more damage, or not more damage, more health. Really good stuff all around. Now what I'm going to do, because my teleport is up, I am going to go top, which Rengar should actually be able to get the top turret anyways. And we'll go from there. Now, unfortunately, no one's getting any vision in their jungle, which I would love to do, but it's really hard to do myself. So I'm going to do that on this side. Another thing to know is efficient warding over quantity. You want efficiency over quantity 100% of the time. Now, I cannot go into his jungle to get this right now, unless I do this. Alright, we got one. Now, if I take the risk to go further, I risk killing myself because we don't have the vision anywhere else. And I just saw Thresh go, there he is, right behind me. And that's fine. But since I don't have the current vision on this layer of their jungle, I don't have any way to be able to just go forward and get deeper vision. Now, with everything gone, the next objectives are in 3 minutes. What we want to do, let's see, if I go for this, woo, and whoop, yep, that's a catch, baby, that's a catch. She got just a little too close for me. And Jax is top. Since that tower's already gone, we can actually go really hard into mid here. I'm going to get my ward in here. So, if I jump on the Master Yi, we are fine. If it comes down to that. So, let's see. I'm still tanking the turret. Uh-oh. Alright. I'm waiting to use my snare on this guy. Except I missed. Alright, it's all good. It's all good. Alright, I'm tanking the turret as long as he's careful about it, which he is not being. Alright, we're good. I got him. Woo! Nice. Is he dead? Auto attack! Auto attack! Auto attack! Damn it! Alright, it's okay. Tank that for him. And oh shit! Outplayed. Alright, well we still got the inhibitor turret. Lots of kills. This is super low. Not bad. That was good on the Jinx's part. But we did have... That was all, remember, that was all based off of a huge initiation. And now, we have vision on all this side, right here. So I got this ward, I got this ward, which is going to expire in 30 seconds. I don't think I have zombie ward, though. Yeah, I'm not spec'd into domination, so I don't have that. And I don't have any room for a control ward, so Demetrius, my man, you got to hold the fort. My teleport is up, so what I want to do with the dragon spawning is actually go top, get this pushing, because if you have a teleport and you are trying to split push, you want to be on the opposite side of the map from the objective you're trying to take. Because what your goal to do is you either get the part of the map pushing that you want pushing and then keep going with it, or someone has to deal with it and then, oh god, oh no, oh, it's all falling apart. Okay, I'm coming. Fortunately, I don't need to teleport from here, but alright, here we go. Boom! Oh, that's really matter. Alright, the initiation coming in. Dude, use these skills. Come here, boy. Alright. So, huge ultimate there. As I was saying, though, we would like to try... Actually, we can do... Can we get this? I don't think we can. Yeah, I don't think we can. I'm gonna go establish vision here. This is way better. Hello, buddy! Hi! Hi! Alright. Watch out. No, please don't run that way! Oh, God. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. 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 So Baron is now up as well. I'll throw this here. Oh, heavens. Oh, boy! Hold on. Hee-yah! Hi, buddy. Bang. Get this one? Ah, yes. Yes, the classic. Yes, the jinx in my face. They lost, dude. Hey. Alright. So he's gonna heal off of the ultimate here, but it ain't gonna matter. Because I'm just gonna keep on slowing, I'm gonna keep on being annoying. He's gonna go down. So with that, that should actually be game, I think. I am so sorry that this just turned into a jumbled mess of me trying to explain a shit ton of different mechanics of the game. I hope at least literally any of it stuck. But I'm gonna actually sit down. If you guys want to sit here and listen after the game, it'll be a lot easier for me to, after playing this game, go back and then tell you about what these things are after the fact. That will make it so much easier for me. So we will do that. So for now, let's just play out the rest of this game, get myself the W. And as long as I'm tanking, this is totally free. Because, oh no, I'm taking so much damage from this tower. It hurts. Wait, I don't have a heal. Come on, just a couple more seconds. Still tanking it, by the way, don't worry. Doesn't matter. Alright, come here. I want some HP. Still tanking this one too? Tanks, dude. Tanks are so powerful. Now that the game is done, I want to sit here and explain the concepts to you without the gameplay, because it turns out that that was just too much for my fucking brain. So, we'll honor this Rengar. He got us out of that early game, and we had a beautiful game overall. Coming back from some really big mistakes early. 10, 5, 6, 21. Not a bad score. Ooh, we did more damage than Rengar. Way to go, me. I mean, not that that really matters, but let's sit back. Let's relax. Let us just dive into a talk, because I can talk about this a lot. Hold on, let me just take a sip of my OJ. That's some good OJ. So let's start off with some of the things I've already mentioned. I spoke about freezing, lane priority, vision, push priority, and trading. There are 3 other things on my list that I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to reiterate on all of these to explain them better, now that I can just sit here and actually think about it. So let's start with the lane mechanics. So that would be... Actually, they're all technically lane mechanics. Let's start with the wave control then. So freezing, pushing, shoving. 3, not this many. This many. Wave control is basically... Not basically. It is how you're controlling the minion wave. That's exactly what it is. You want the minions to be in a specific place at a specific time doing a specific thing. If you have proper wave control, you can deny the enemy champion CS, you can push objectives when you want to, you can go to objectives when you want to, and you can use it as a rotational thing as well. For example, if you are preparing for Baron, your team got a pick, they are establishing vision around the Baron, you have a top wave that is a neutral wave right there. You, as the top laner, can run up there, push that wave real fast, then go down to Baron. The enemy team tries to stop the Baron. They don't successfully stop it. You get the Baron. Your team is still very healthy. Obviously, most teams back after Baron, but if the enemy team is not healthy and your team is, you now also have that top wave pushed towards their tower or their base, whatever it is, and you can actually rotate from the Baron to get up there before the enemy team actually has time to just back and get full health and buy items and things like that before they really have time to regroup. So that can be also known as tempo. I'll go back to explaining what other stuff is, but tempo, I don't know what to categorize it as. If anybody plays chess, though, think of that. It's very similar. Tempo is like, you're establishing tempo when you make the move yourself. Does that make sense? Like, if you are forcing them to react to what you're doing, you have the tempo. Because you are establishing what is happening. You are making what is happening. If you have push priority, meaning, or not push priority, lane priority, meaning you have the lane pushed, and then you initiate a roam to go from top to mid, you now have tempo. Because the enemy, he has to make the decision right there to either follow you and miss the minions that you pushed under his tower, or stay there for the minions under his tower and risk letting your roam be completely successful. That is what it means to have tempo. You have made a good decision that forces the enemies into a rougher spot where they have to react. So, or at least to my understanding, that's what tempo is. It was a lot of reading trying to understand that more. So with that in mind, that you might understand now when people throw that word around a little more. But let's go back to wave control now, because I got that off my chest. We talked about pushing, and we talked about what kind of good stuff wave control is. So let's just go over the first thing that everybody asks about. Everybody, how do I freeze? I already went over this in the game. Pretty simple to do, right? Obviously, in my situation, I had Bomby Cinder at the time, so I could not freeze my wave because I would just constantly kill it. But freezing the wave, as I said in the game, is when you have the wave stuck in a specific spot of your choice. If you are freezing the wave, you are probably handling the situation in one of two ways. You are denying the enemy champion CS by having the frozen wave kill your minions. So when the enemy's wave kills your minions, obviously the champion doesn't get the gold, doesn't get well, actually that's pretty much it. If they're in experience range, they get the experience, but they don't get the gold, and that's huge. If you are freezing for the other reason, like I was trying to keep, I wasn't able to keep it frozen, but if you noticed, I kept the lane on my, or on my side for a large majority of the lane. Because if I go too far out, Jax is a duelist, he outtrades me. So I was keeping it not frozen, but pretty frozen on my side of the lane because I could not fight him. That allows me to farm. Rather than just denying, though, if you have a lane frozen on your side, that lets a jungler have a very easy time ganking because they either have to forfeit everything or they get killed by the gank. Sorry, I got the hiccups from that OJ. Now, the other side of things is if you are getting frozen on, like if the enemy champion is freezing the lane, what do you do? Because, yeah, the way I explained it sounds pretty foolproof, right? Like, doesn't sound like there's an answer. Well, you have to break the freeze. That's what you do. You have to either count on them messing up, or you have to break the freeze. And there are a couple ways to do that. If you are strong enough, you can actually just run up, force them to trade with you. That will generally, most champions' skills do hit more than just one target. So that will force them to try and use their abilities to effectively trade with you, or they'll leave the lane to or leave the wave to trade with you, making it so minions will either shift aggro onto the champions instead of each other, or because he's not controlling it anymore, the wave will just destabilize and it'll go back to just randomness. It'll go back to just complete entropy. But that's one way. Another way is you run up, AoE it yourself. Simple as that. But in the situation where they're freezing because you are behind and they're denying you minions that way, what do? Because you see so many people get frozen on and they just get tilted because they're like, well, if I run up to them, I die. And they do just that. And they run up to the person and they die. And they're like, well, what the fuck? And it's like, okay, well, you just said you run up to them and die. So you run up to them and you died. What do? You just go, hey, jungler, please help. That's literally what you do. You have to ask your jungler for help. You either have to wait it out and let the enemy laner stop freezing on you, or you have to ask the jungler to help. Because in a 2v1, unless you have just fucking ended world hunger, you will probably be fine to 2v1 a top laner. And even if you're not 2v1ing him, just the jungler come up, and then you both run to the wave, break the freeze, he leaves. That way, it is more in a spot where you can try to not let him freeze it again, but you can go back to getting money yourself. So that's freezing. Freezing is large amount of it. Large amount of wave control. I already talked about why pushing is good. And let's see, what other, I'm trying not to go into super depth, just like cover the basic core concepts. Pushing, obviously, is when you're killing the enemy minions to get your wave further up the lane. Shoving is pretty much the exact same thing as pushing. I mean, when I think of shoving, I think of hard pushing. Does that make any sense? Because sometimes, like, people say slow push, pushing, and shoving. Slow push is something that I say a lot, usually when I know a wave is going to push towards the enemy side without a champion's interference. That is a slow push, because the minions will kill each other slowly, but remember what I said, if it's a neutral wave on your side of the map, your reinforcements will get there faster, and it will gradually, slowly, over time, build up, build up, build up, until they are pushing onto their side of the map. Where shoving would be, for example, I don't know if I did any time during that game, but pushing, you can just, like, kill minions. Shoving, in my mind, is like you run forward to your wave, kill that wave, and then you run further forward, kill the next wave. Like, if it's, say it's coming down their lane, and you're all the way over here, and your minions are in Timbuktu. You know, you gotta go really out of your way. But that'll make it so your minions are completely uncontested. They go flying across the rift, and they are where you want to be. So that's shoving. If I'm forgetting anything, by the way, please ask questions. Try not to ask specific situation questions, because so much of League, like I said earlier, is dynamic. You need to apply these to the situation that you're in, rather than just be like, okay, what do I do now? This isn't the exact situation he explained. You have to be able to apply the concept. So it's understand the concept rather than just being like told what to do. But let's go to push priority. Push priority and lane priority. Push priority is a very fickle thing, meaning it changes very rapidly. But essentially what that is do you have, think about it in a couple ways. Do you have the capability to push the lane? If yes, okay, cool, that's check one. Do you have the capability to outtrade the champion if they respond to you pushing the lane? If yes, okay, check two. Number 3, do you have anything you can do with pushing? If yes, then you can push, utilize that push priority, and go do it. Because push priority transfers into lane priority. Push priority, basically, to my understanding, means you have the ability to push better than your enemy. Whether that means they can't outtrade you, they cannot push as well as you can, or you are just stronger. All of that is push priority to my understanding. Lane priority, in very simple terms, is your wave is on their side of the map. Very simple terms, that's pretty much what it is. Because I said a couple times, for example, if you're mid and you have lane priority, you can then use that situation to make tempo, like make a tempo play. Because you now have lane priority in mid, the enemy mid laner has to deal with that minion wave. And they either have to deal with the minion wave or respond to your roam, which you can now roam because you had lane priority and you made the play that they had to respond to. It's fun. It's fun to think about. But there are 2 other things I want to mention, and that is vision and trading. I don't really feel like I need to talk about vision because I feel like I didn't shut the fuck up about vision during that entire game. But I just want you guys to understand, I cannot explain to you how important vision is. Snowballing is a huge thing in League. Yes, if you get a tremendous amount of kills, you're huge, right? But I guarantee every single one of you has had a game where you're like 25-2 and you lose. And you're like, how the fuck did I lose? I was huge. Everyone was falling over. I would sneeze and get a penta. So how did I lose? Well, it's because you didn't end the game. You didn't snowball properly. You got big, but you didn't do anything with it. And generally, vision is the way that you do that. So when I say that, I mean there are so many different wards. So many different wards, right? And by not types, but like position for the wards, not types. There's only a couple. So if you are, you guys can look up warding positions online because they're kind of self-explanatory if you just think about it. Like, you know, entry points to the jungle, pivotal bushes, the river bushes, Baron Pit, Dragon Pit, in the lane, like, you know, where people are, because you want to see them. If you have control wards, that denies vision, so the enemy team doesn't have information and you do. That also makes something that you can contest. If you throw down a control ward, make sure you're setting down good control wards, by the way, because everybody's had that control ward where they set down and immediately it's just broken. So make sure it's a good one and something that you can defend if something goes on. But back to what I was saying about snowballing. If a team is huge and you are trying so hard to win, you can always, you know, you always got the just stall out for 6 items and we'll out team fight them. That is an option, but that's very, very rarely going to be the case that gets you to win. You do not want to gamble on the enemy's incompetence. Do not make that your win condition. That is the worst thing you can do, because then not only have you just made it into a game of luck, because essentially when I hear that, that just means that like you're too lazy to actually think of a way that you can win, because this is a game. It's a thinking game. And there is always, 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 always some way to turn the tide. And generally that is vision. Because I don't care how fucking strong you are. 9,999,999 times out of 10 million, if you have a full team sitting in a bush and one person tries to run into that bush because they are trying to get vision or they are trying to invade, they are trying to do something, you will kill them. And then you have a numbers advantage. And that alone is massive. And it's even more impactful every bit of the game that goes further and further. So that is pretty much why vision is important, because it creates picks, it gives you information, it lets your team react to things, it lets your team coordinate things. The coordination isn't as relevant in solo queue, but it allows it to be there. And the last thing I'm going to just briefly mention is trading, because trading is it's a rather simple concept on the surface. If you think about it, you know, you got a champion and a champion. They go mwah, and they just like smash faces into each other. They traded. You know, they lost health. For example, if you have a for me, I was Maokai, the Jax. He jumped on me, I fought him back. That's a trade. If you guys notice multiple times, and also at the level 1 fight, I was level 1, he was level 2. I didn't stop trading him though, even though he was staying on me. If I went for an extended trade, obviously I lose, but I was auto-attacking him while I was running away, because if I didn't, I would actually lose that trade a lot harder. So knowing how to effectively trade is really important. And to just sum it up, how to effectively trade, think about it with just this one rule, right? Because you're not trying to all-in people all the time. But if you want to trade, think about it this way. Is this champion's skill that they are maxing right now available? That's really all you need to think about. Not all you need to think about. Obviously, minion waves can play a huge factor. Knowing where the jungler is, because if you trade while a jungler is, you know, right there, you're just going to get ganked and killed because you've used your abilities on the enemy laner, and you're in a sticky situation. But think about it. At the very least, is the ability that they are maxing on cooldown, because the other ability is not as big of a deal. But if their main ability they're maxing is on cooldown, they don't have a lot of ways to do damage back to you. So think about it that way. I'm going to stop here, but I really want you guys to ask me questions. Please. Please, please, please. I may make more videos like this, but they would be scripted. Not the game, but I would have things written down for myself to tell you guys and teach you. Because this was a lot of talking and it made my throat hurt. And I don't know. I hope this helped. I hope this taught you guys at least something over it. And I hope you guys did enjoy watching the game, watching how I utilize being a tank and using any information that I had and what kind of calls I was making. I didn't go into detail on why or how I made those decisions. If you guys liked this, I can try and do a video similar but better on other topics. But like I said, please, 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 please ask me questions. I may respond to them in the comments section or talk about them in the future. Because even if I do or don't respond to your comment, I do read all of them. And I actually make a lot of mental notes, or I write down on notepads things that you guys say and want me to explain, because I try and make sure that I include them in another video. Because a lot of you guys do ask questions that I can't exactly answer in a comment, or I can't think of an answer at the time, but it's a good question. Things like that. So please, please, please do leave your comments, leave your questions. Try not to make them too specific, like, Anklespankin, what champion should I play? It's like, okay, dude, well, I can't really help you. Or like, Anklespankin, how do I win League of Legends? Kill the Nexus. You gotta kill the Nexus. But you get what I'm saying? Like, make it more something that I can actually answer. That would be tremendously useful. But I need to stop talking. I am not doing well. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure you leave a like and comment. It really, really does actually help me out. Yeah. Also, hint, hint, spoiler. I hope you guys like other games, because, well, I plan on doing them on my channel sometime soon. Not like scheduled time when, don't know exactly when, but soon. So I hope you guys do look forward to that, because I'm very excited to do it again. And as always, I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace!